Team Liquid, ladies and gentlemen, playing against the Evil Murkies. The second round of the first qualifier for DreamHack Tours, the second regional final for Europe, is starting up now. The teams, of course, here in the first qualifier are going to try and get their ticket. And as you can see, the draft is extremely fast. Team Liquid on Infernal Shrines, they ban Zul since he's still very amazing with a split push. And the Evil Murkies have already shown in games that we cast from them before that not only do they love Malfurion as their solo support, but they also pretty much hate Illidan. And especially if you're going up against Team Liquid, a team who has one of the best Illidan players in Europe and maybe in the world, you don't really want to give them that hero. So the draft is very uncharacteristically fast here. And as Creepy Wanker, I'm already dreading that message, is supporting the stream, I also want to make sure that you guys know that I'm casting not alone today, but with Tetch supporting me once more. And after that message, we are going to jump
Hello
in.
everyone and hello Blizzard. I know that you are watching and want to let you know that I have a really small donger.
Okay, so apparently Creepy Wonka is not really great on Illidan, or Illidong as he's being called, but that doesn't matter because he's banned anyways, and we get what we wanted. We get Dehaka.
BKB pleasing the crowd. Dehaka Shakalaka coming in here, which I really like.
Alright, you've been waiting for that to happen. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and it's a really solid pick here. Very dangerous against Li Ming, preventing her from teleporting if you get a good drag off. Very strong hero in this scenario. I like it.
Yeah, the team's call the ability is just like Lick. And
Yeah,
it's actually really fun to be in the comms of the teams when they play with Dehaka or against Dehaka. I've been actually listening to a few of the comms during scrims, and it is absolutely hilarious.
I actually I played in my first tournament, like my first LAN tournament, Insomnia. There was a little small one for like £200, just a fun one, and I was at the event anyway, so I decided to play in it with a load of randoms. And the one person we had who played Dehaka was just like, tongue her, and I was like, I'm not sure how much I can get away with this.
Lick it!
Lick it! Lick the Levy!
So Dehaka and Mirrodin are currently being played here. And guys, let's talk a little bit about Dehaka. One of the things that Dehaka has in Mirrodin as well is that they add a lot of CC to the team. If you get the abilities stacked, then you can of course like lock anybody down for a long time, and Greymane is going to be very happy about that because he's going to act as a finisher here. When we're looking at the draft, again, the Evil Murkies, they prioritize damage, and they've shown a very similar draft already in their earlier games against the Morgan's minions. Of course, facing a team like Team Liquid is facing a very different beast. But still, they locked their damage down first, and now they have to think about their front line. And Team Liquid, they did not only pick Dehaka and Mirrodin, but they also banned out ETC, which makes a lot of sense. That leaves for the Evil Murkies, again, Stitches, which they have prioritized in the previous games, and they could also go for that Leore combo that they already shown once on Infernal Shrine. Stitch is already locked down, and it's very interesting that they actually ban, in this case, Kel'Thas, who has seen a lot of improvements in the last patch.
Yeah, he is very powerful and does still have a lot of AoE damage, so would have been very strong in terms of the wave clear. So a pretty solid ban here, and also is just going to be able to follow up on anything Dehaka does, because Dehaka can just hold them still inside that Flame Strike if you go for Fury of the Sunwell, or just try and group people together as they try to murder him and let Kel'Thas just get all the work done.
I'm really excited to see what the Evil Murkies are going to do. I expect a double tank, since this is what they've been showing throughout the entire tournament so far. Malfurion isn't a surprise, as I already said at the beginning of the draft. They really love to play Malfurion as their solo heal. But when it comes to the second tank, they have a couple of options here. They already showed that they are thinking about Tyrael for Sanctification. They can use Leoric again, which helps them with the control of the shrine itself and also the AoE damage. Of course, it's also great with the Drain Hope against Mirrodin. But another potential choice for them is actually them just simply going into a hero that I completely forgot about right now, so I feel a little bit silly at this point. Like, I had something that I wanted to talk about and I forgot about it. Like, what?
Johanna, Thrall, Thrall's open.
Now, we have still a Sonya available, I suppose, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about, but I kind of forgot completely. Like, damn it.
Let me just list every hero? Is this the Gaslow thing you were talking
about? No. No, this is not the Gaslow thing. But, yeah. Alright, I guess let's move on. Either I'm going to remember or I'm not, but yeah. Doesn't make me look too smart here, but Rhaegar has been picked for Team Liquid now. And that gives them, of course, already Very, very good heal. And they are the ones picking either Sonya or Thrall, which would result in them having a very strong front line. And I mean, if you think about Greymane going into Worgen form, that's basically 5 melee heroes right there. I know what I wanted to say. Diablo! That's what I wanted to say. Because he can control the choke point. They played it before. And it's also a very nice option, of course. You can play it with Lightning Breath and you can play with Apocalypse. Thank God I saved myself. Oh.
Yeah, very, very true. We'll see if that's what they go for, yes.
Not only do I have a bad hair day today, but also apparently I'm a little bit slow. That was embarrassing. They go into Sonya, or at least they think about her. And as we said before, she would actually be strong, and going up against Thrall with the Sonya is of course also a little bit better for you.
Yeah, it's going to be very strong for them. But, I like these. Sonya pick going to give them some good clear in the shrines, going to give them someone who can duel a bit with Brawl. Tyrael is also going to be very strong here, considering the Greymane really likes to jump in and do a lot of AoE damage. So, yeah, it could be very solid, and that is what they go for.
I like the Tyrael pick, to be honest with you, considering that there's such a heavy melee setup for Team Liquid. Tyrael with the Sanctification is going to give you quite a bit of safety on the shrine fights themselves. I mean, usually you end up in close quarter battles, and that's exactly where Tyrael excels with Sanctification, so I think this is something that they can really use here. I kind of like that, and, well, at this point, we are going to have Team Liquid still with a very heavy melee focus, and I'm very curious to see how that works out for them. Oftentimes, if you have this many melee heroes here, teams these days try to go into Tyrael for the same reason that the Evil Murkies picked him right now, because Sanctification can really just like keep you very safe and allow you to just like push in with all of these heroes. But Infernal Shrines is actually a bit of a choke point map in the sense that most of those shrines are in positions where you have choke points that lead into the shrine itself. And that's where Sanctification can get a lot of value for the Evil Murkies right now, and where Team Liquid has to be very careful that they don't run into one of these routes, for example. So guys, we're going to jump in. Infernal Shrines is going to be map number 1 in the best of 3 series. Let's find out which team is going to take the lead here at the qualifier for DreamHack Tours, the second regional final for Europe. Okay, boys and girls, it is Dehaka time as Team Liquid faces the Evil Murkies. And we have Thrall, played by Lola in this case. We're currently seeing Shad to the left side of the map on Muradin. Chris on Greymane, and the replacement of Juve after Katowice. It is a BKB on, as Techa put it, Dehaka Shakalaka. We have Gedamhead on Rega, and they are going up against the French team. The Evil Murkies on the right side of the map in red with Tank on Tyrael. We have Q on Malfurion. We see Tic Tac on Falstad. Again, Danatan on Stitches, a hero that we've seen played several times now by him. And Arcane is currently playing Li Ming. So as Shad is pausing the game right now, we can have a close look at, first of all, of course, talents. And also, again, if you didn't pay attention during the draft, I'm actually not alone. Nope, I'm casting with Techa. Once again, we're going to bring you the coverage here at the qualifier for DreamHack Tours.
Indeed, we are apparently having a bit of a drive problem for Team Liquid. They are currently in their boot camp, so they're just setting. Everything's not going to be set up to their usual home stuff. They've only got there recently, so they're just making sure that everything works well. But like you said, we can have a look at some of the talents. And one of the biggest things about when Dehaka came out is everyone was like, "This is the return, or this could be the return of the split push style that we used to see at VDC." And this first talent really gives a hint to that.
It's actually like a standard talent right now for Dehaka. In most of the games where you see it, we have Primal Aggression takens that you have the increased bonus damage to minions and mercenaries, and that really helps you. One of the things that I also want to highlight is that we actually already saw a Falstad play by the Evil Murkies earlier on when they faced Morgan's minions. It might have been the Morgan's minions actually that used the hero. Either way, we have in this case no auto-attack talent build, but we have Gathering Storm now taken. So there's a couple of... Oh, nice lockdown attempt here, but BKB already dodging the attempt of taking him down. I still want to talk about Falstad real quickly. In this case, what is good about the Gathering Storm build is that you can get a lot of poke damage, especially outside of the shrine. But against this many melee heroes, it would have also been a very good choice to go into the auto-attack build, because even staying at a safe distance, you're always going to get multiple targets for your auto attacks where you can get incredible damage out. So this is definitely one of those scenarios where as Falstad you are in a situation where you can basically make only good choices. No matter what you go for, depending on the style that you want to play, you have a build that really just like capitalizes on the opponent's team composition.
Yeah, very true. He's going to be able to build a lot of stacks here, as Liquid are going to be able to jump up a lot. We saw the drag used by BKB was not able to hit it. He does, however, get hooked. There's the burrow. He will be able to wait out most of that route, and in fact, does escape there. But one of the things we haven't mentioned yet is not only do we have the stacking talent, the Gathering Storm on the Falstad, we also have the opposite version, the Perfect Storm on the Muradin.
Exactly. I already highlighted that a bit on the observing screen here, and this is something that's very interesting, and I feel it caters a bit to not only the fact that there's not really a whole lot of auto attack heroes on the side of the Evil Murkies, but also that you want to get a little bit more damage out of the heroes, since this is just such a massive, massive melee commitment that Team Liquid made here. So they are going to try to really just roll over the opponent. And the one thing that is a little bit scary for them is it's not too easy for them to just like poke from a distance. They have, of course, first of all, the Chain Lightning that they can use on Thrall. They have the opportunity to also poke a little bit with Greymane. But overall, if they commit to a fight, they have to fully commit with all they got. And they have to make those decisions very early in the battle.
Yep, this is very true. Level 4 is going to be hit by Liquid a little bit first, so they will be able to get those times straight away. dehaka going for the Hero Stalker. The Essence gain by takedowns increased by 150%, basically. If he starts getting kills in a fight, he's going to be healing constantly and be very hard to take down.
This is a really interesting choice now as well, because this is one of those talents where a lot of the teams make very different decisions. But if you're going for Hero Stalker as your level 4 talent, opposed to the additional essence that you gain from minions, then as you already pointed out, in fights themselves, if you get takedowns, you are going to be very hard to kill. So it's all about the team fights that you are looking at right now. And that's something that they're going to try and do. We have both of the teams now on level 4, and we already see a bit of an engagement here as BKB goes in, licks Falstad, pushes him back, Chris tries to capitalize on it and goes for the kill. Shad is not able to take Falstad down, he barely escapes, and this battle is still raging on pretty hard with dehaka barely escaping all that pressure from Arcane on his Limi.
Yeah, and we are seeing Liquid able to take the Punisher there, and they still have an XP lead, thanks to the fact that dehaka was soaking the bot lane throughout almost that entire Shrine fight just until he came in and was able to get that Dragon Protect tap.
Yeah, the cool thing also about like running dehaka here with the extra pressure is that, of course, all the AoE that they currently have with these heroes allows them to easier get access to one of the Punishers. We have them in a slightly inexperience right now, and the first thing that happened after they got the Punisher is that they rotated heroes back onto all of the lanes, since they want to make sure that they get the experience there. The first Punisher usually not the biggest deal, and he didn't do too much damage, but they find themselves in a slightly unique XP, and they're of course going to translate that into an earlier level 7 talent, which might allow them to engage into a battle and, yeah, fight with a bit of an advantage over their opponent.
Yeah, they're also going to use this to get as many mercenaries as they can. They already got the Kha'Zix in the mid lane and the bot lane, so they're going to get a little bit of extra push. Downaton, with that slam build, going to be able to clear these up a little bit quicker than usual. He's also going to hook him into let the towers do some work, but already out of ammo in this, so BKB just ignoring Stitches at this point and just pushing up, he will be able to get the first tower.
Another talent that we have to mention real quickly is that Rehgar actually on level 1 went into the Lightning Bond, and it's a talent that we don't see all that often anymore these days, but if you play on Infernal Shrines, the big advantage that you have, also a bit true for Battlefield of Eternity, is that you get a lot more damage out in Siege when you're fighting for the objective. On Battlefield of Eternity you sometimes see it because it's just absolutely amazing if you have a double Lightning Shield against the Immortal when you want to take it, but on this map right now it helps you to really get those minion stacks, so it's one of the adjustments that get made here to make sure that they have an opportunity to take these Immortals a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's going to be very helpful for him. Going to see once again another Kha'Zix camp taken there. A nice use of the totem there, gaining the vision over the wall so that Chris and the Kha'Zix could kill the Fountain. That is so cool.
Yeah, we have, by the way, Symbiosis now taken as the level 7 talent in this case now, so with a bit of cooldown reduction. But the Fountain, as you already pointed out, has been taken out in the mid lane here, and this is actually something that you see a lot in games where especially Li Ming, for example, or any kind of hero can poke a little bit from the outside, trying to make sure that they just take the sustain away from the opponent during fights. And talking fights, we have another Punisher now being fought over. We still see Tyrael at the top lane. That makes it a little bit more difficult for the Evil Murkies. They need to wait until he's there. And dehaka is also in the mid lane, still getting a bit of extra experience for his team before he starts to jump into the Shrine fight and tries to go for Punisher number 2.
dehaka actually going to head all the way up to the top lane to get XP and also to de-push that mercenary camp slightly, because once again he can just burrow down at any point, and it's only a small lead right now for the Evil Murkies in terms of the Shrine minions, but Liquid already taking control back of the area despite being in a 4 versus 5 situation.
Yeah, dehaka actually started to burrow, but then he just committed again to defending the top camp that was, of course, starting to threaten the fort. That leaves us in a 4 versus 5 situation down here at the bot lane, where we are still seeing Chris poke, and they are 2 minion stacks away, but it is the Evil Murkies who are able to get Punisher number 2. Such a close battle here. Even in the 4 versus 5 situation, Team Liquid nearly secured Punisher number 2 for them, but now they have to face with the Evil Murkies pushing the bot lane. They bait the Punisher in and try to burst it down as fast as they can, but take their Q, Arcane and Danatan, they burst through the wall and are trying to put some extra pressure now also on the fort itself.
Yeah, Liquid able to dodge out the hooks, but this 4-man push is actually looking really dangerous right now. However, look just over to the right here. dehaka has arrived. He's looking for an engage here after everything is gone, but no, instead he decides to be back so that he doesn't get caught out.
But it's of course always a threat when you're up against dehaka, that he can just simply take position behind you, and when you're about to retreat, jump in and prevent you from doing that and allow the rest of the team to go in for a kill. We have both of the teams now on level 10, and again Isolation taken as the heroic ability on dehaka. We're seeing the Ancestral Healing, Sundering, and now also a talent that we see a bit more in competitive play these days. It is the Hinterland Blast on the side of Falstad.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Wave of Force on the Li Ming, so they need at least one laser, and they decide to go with Falstad's instead. And of course, it is the extra damage going for that huge burst damage in general here, to combine with just Falstad in general. It's the old style of Falstad, just done in a different way from what we used to have it in Alpha and Beta. It's cool to see it back.
It's definitely cool to see it back, and it's also one of the maps where you can get a lot of value out of it, since your opponent is oftentimes clustered in those shrines, and with them all being melee heroes, if you have, for example, Stitches with that slam build going for the level 16 talent and slowing your opponents, and then you get a really good hit after a Mega Smash, then you can really get huge value out of a Hinterland Blast, and that's what they're going to try and aim for.
Yeah, dehaka doing a bit of harassment to tank for the win in the top lane. Those two will duel it out. BKB, though, has been doing a good job of this, but hasn't made any hugely impactful plays. But XP-wise, he has been doing insane work.
Yeah, I mean, like, BKB was just, like, all over the place. He's at 8,000 experience right now for his team, which is basically doubling the second highest experience character, which is Thrall right now. And this is just the global mobility that you have with dehaka, and BKB has done an exceptional job so far. In experience, on the other hand, the teams are still extremely close right now, and this is starting to also become a bit scary. We have 0 kills, by the way. We are 9 minutes into the game, and we haven't seen a single kill yet.
Yeah, and also, outstandingly, the Evil Murkies, despite being up against this huge split push of dehaka, have done a great job splitting themselves up and are actually even in XP still. They are keeping up.
Yeah, both of the teams are aiming for the level 13 talents right now. We're having also everyone still here in the middle. Here comes that hook against Chris. The lockdown attempt not successful. But again, the Evil Murkies pushing into the shrine as BKB is zoning a little bit. So is Shad jumping in. Where's that Lake? No one yet. Oh, and Falstad actually interrupted with the Hinterland Blast. But Malfurion goes straight for his own Tranquility. Sanctification goes down. Only Stitches is dead. But here comes BKB. He wants to go for kill number 2 against Malfurion. As we see Falstad going again in for the kill with another Gathering Storm Hammerang, but no heroic ability just used on the bird. He still has it available, but they pressure Team Liquid back. They're low on mana, they're low on health, but they are far ahead in minion stacks, and they are going to jump back in to try and get that Punisher.
Yeah, Team Liquid, though, have just healed themselves up. You see the big wraparound from Chris, looking for a good angle. In he comes into the backline, straight onto Caillou. Tag for the win, goes over the wall, but Malfurion is annihilated here. Tic Tac getting focused down too, and he is taken out.
Really, really well played here. Great job by Team Liquid. They get 3 kills in that fight. And one of the things that was really clutch was when we saw the interrupt against Falstad's Hinterland Blast. I'm not even sure if that was necessarily intentional. There was so much stuff going on that it was, of course, a great chance for Thrall to use the Sundering there. But it interrupted the Hinterland Blast on Falstad. It was on a mini cooldown, and therefore he couldn't use it during the entire fight, which started to become a bit of a problem. I love the Sanctification on Tyrael here, but in this case right now, Team Liquid able to take down the first fort in the game, at least on their part, in the mid lane here right now. The teams are both on level 13, and Team Liquid has taken a significant lead in experience now thanks to all of this.
Yeah, finally, Team Liquid emerging ahead, as these teams have been so even throughout the whole thing. Structure-wise, they're still fairly even, as both teams are just down by 1 fort and a couple towers each. So this is still 100% not over for the Evil Murkies. They could easily make a comeback here. Just a question of how well they can take the next couple fights.
One of the things that's definitely going to help Li Ming is also that she has Illusionist by now. So we see Calamity on 7, Illusionist as the next talent. Stitches, of course, once that he hits 16, is going to go for that slow as well. But the Mega Smash alone is going to help him to get severe damage out against the entire front line. Keep in mind, everything that we're talking about here on the side of Team Liquid is really just them using 5 melee characters, more or less. If what the Greymane uses his Worgen form, there's a massive commitment to melee heroes, and that's where Stitches with the Mega Smash is going to get great value. But this fight, on the other hand, could turn against the Evil Murkies once again. Li Ming is in trouble. BKB moves in. Chris as well. The teleport saves Arcane. Great escape. And still Malfurion. Here comes that Hinterland Blast. Good dodge from BKB with the burrow. But everybody else on Team Liquid is so low that they have to try and get away from this one. BKB! Oh my god,
Nice
he gets
heal.
away.
Beautiful heal by Gerd there, saving him. And it's, once again, we have an entire fight with 0 kills coming down.
Like, great sustain on all of these heroes, but that battle was crazy. I mean, all of the heroic abilities have been used in this battle. We are seeing in the mid lane now again a little bit of poke, but it also shows one of the biggest problems that Team Liquid has. Disengage is very tricky for them in these situations. The commitment when they make it has to be like 100%, and that's what they just showed. For them, of course, it's a great asset to have that level 16 ability now that the next shrine is activated on the map.
Yeah, we are seeing with these level 16s the standard stuff for Muradin and Greymane, etc. with the Stone Form and the Concentrate Blast. We see Rhaegar going with that Earth Grass Totem, giving his team a bit of lockdown. The Elongated Tongue onto that Dahaka so he can try and grab people from a bit further away.
And that's also like you can, of course, in this case, if you are going for the tongue, you can, or for the drag, you can use it on 16. It's also a very preferred level 7 talent if you decide to not go for Symbiosis, which has in this case been BKB's preferred choice. But a very interesting situation now overall. Team Liquid is, of course, pushing the shrine again, as you would expect. But at the same time, the commitment at the top lane is aiming for an equal talent status now, as we're seeing the Evil Murkies going in, and they see an opportunity to maybe even get a kill, but we have BKB jumping straight up to the top now, and Thrall is making his way over now as well, and Danatan seems to be a bit too far out. He can't be saved, and now the lockdown against Malfurion is attempting to drop him too. He's really low. Sanctification might have saved him here, but Q is still about to fall, and there is the commitment of Chris, who jumps in again and gets kill number 2.
He's looking for Tic Tac as well, but he sort of separated himself from his team, just misses with that Concentrate Blast from that Q there. And we are going to see Liquid with 2 kills there, unable to get the third, but they are in so much control now. BKB has already made his way back down to the shrine. He will continue to clear up the demons there, and he will get a Punisher for his team.
And look, by the way, at the level 16 talent that we are seeing for Forster right now. Nostalgia is kicking in as we have Overdrive. With Hinterland Blast, if you go for Overdrive, of course, you can get incredible damage out, and that's exactly what they're going to try and aim for here. So it's really one of these sniper combos. And back in the day, you have seen that quite a bit with Tyrael going for Judgment. In this case, of course, considering the build that we see for Team Liquid, it makes perfect sense to use instead Sanctification. But this might be one of the things that we can look forward to in the future again, just like have these massive snipe commitments against single hero.
Yeah, nothing says overkill quite like Overdrive. It's just so much burst, and if you go for that classic, the Judgment into it, and now we have multiple heroes who can do a similar job. Liquid finally picking up that Punisher. Shad, though, trying to take out Danatan here. There is the lick, and we do see Stitches taken out.
Yeah, and as we said, there's no kill like overkill. Already the Sun Ring being used as well. Basically, Thrall just saying like, yeah, I got this just in case. Making sure that the Tyrael cannot jump in with the Sanctification. So they are able to use that now too. We have a very, very dire situation now on the side of the Evil Murkies, because Team Liquid, they are definitely moving in for the kill and the keep. They have the Punisher now. They move through the bot lane, and they want to open up a pathway to the Nexus, to the core. Even if they don't succeed in winning the game right now, as long as they take the keep, they have a very nice win condition here opening up for them if they succeed with it. And still, Stitches down for another 2 seconds, so he is going to need a little bit more time, and they get another kill! Once more, BKB moves in, and with a drag, he's able to take down Tyrael. Great position here for Team Liquid to be in.
Yeah, Chris even getting Ancestral there as he took a little bit of damage. Hugh dropping low. If they can follow up with him, they might be able to take him down. Muradin diving very deep. He has a lot of stacks on Perfect Storm, but not enough to get the kill. But there's the drag onto Tic Tac, and he is taken out. And it's currently only 2 people defending However, Tyrael will be back in 16 seconds, but we are seeing Liquid go onto the core. It's 5 versus 2 right now, and they do have a couple of Berserkers as well.
They have the level 20 ability too, and they are starting to go for the kill here. With 3 heroes dead, there's absolutely no problem for them taking down the core. They even eliminate Malfurion. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is it for game number 1, where we see Team Liquid take down the Evil Murkies in this best of 3 series, before we're going to head straight into game number 2 here at the qualifier for DreamHack Tours. Alright everybody, our second game is starting up. Team Liquid versus the Evil Murkies on Cursed Hollow now. And Team Liquid is of course in the lead in the best of 3 series now. The Evil Murkies, they banned the God of Cursed Hollow. They banned Falstad. Even with that increased cooldown on his Mighty Gust, he's just incredibly strong. But at least with Mighty Gust having now a 16-second cooldown, sometimes teams are starting to go into the Hinterland Blast, as we've seen in the last game. That talent of course been increased in damage by Blizzard recently as well. Team Liquid, they ban out Illidan, which is something that the Evil Murkies did in the last game, and we're having now a bit of split push potential if the Evil Murkies commit to Zul, but Greymane would be a very, very good first pick for them as well, of course.
Yeah, both would be good options. They decide to go for the Zul, so giving themselves that split push potential. And also, I would like to point out, Illidan so far with a 100% ban rate in the games we have cast today.
For very good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he is incredibly powerful. There are a couple of teams, though, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a few teams that have actually started to look at certain anti-Illidan combos that they are trying to use in Leicester. Yeah. So that will make things very, very interesting. As is, though, we have Illidan banned out for this particular game. Greymane is, of course, the pick that you would expect in this scenario, since Zul has been taken by the Evil Murkies. There's a couple of things that Team Liquid can do. We have actually not really seen a double support strategy yet. Oftentimes you see teams early on picking a Tassadar, since he can just allow you to enable a Greymane, to enable Illidan, Thrall, any of these heroes, even a Sonya, with second support, then a little bit later on. And that's something that I'm still looking forward to in this particular draft as well. Big shout out here quickly to About It Derek for the resub here. Thank you very much for that. It's appreciated. And let's see what Team Liquid is going to commit to now for their second pick. Is it going to be something along the lines of a Tassadar? Are they going to go into a tank instead, or maybe even for a bit more damage?
Yeah, a lot of times we have seen the team that gets second pick just going straight for Greymane and Li Ming, and just leaving whatever the first team picks just to them. So we've seen that quite a lot, but is Team Liquid going to go with that style? I kind of agree with you that I think Tassadar would be very strong. Thrall also very solid here, someone who can actually lane against Zul, so that is what they pick up.
One of the things that's also very strong here is, of course, Tyrande still, since she has the interrupt against channels on the Tribute. And with Tyrande, you would like to go into a double support as well, because right now Starfall is such an amazing option for Tyrande on her heroic ability. So if you have a double support, you can easily use that, and the damage output that you can get with it is pretty much incredible. So it's one of the things that we definitely have to watch out for here in any of the drafts on Cursed Hollow we're going to see throughout the tournament today. The Evil Murkies, after we've now seen that commitment on Team Liquid's side into Thrall and Greymane, they still want a bit more damage, and they start with Li Ming. And as we've seen in the games before against Morgan's minions, also in that one match that we've already seen them play against Team Liquid, they love their Stitches.
They love their Stitches, and they love their Malfurion. I wouldn't actually be surprised to see a team at some point or another target ban them in some situation with that Malfurion, just to see what else their support player can bring out.
It's actually like a really good point. I'm not quite sure if Malfurion as a ban is really going to do too much for you, but it's an interesting thing to think about if you see how much Evil Murkies actually rely on Malfurion. We have seen them, of course, play with Tyrande as well. Arcane actually with very nice Tyrande play on their part. He's incredibly good landing those stuns. But yeah, Team Liquid, now that we're talking about bans, what are they going to commit to? Normally, you would really think about maybe banning out a support, maybe banning out even a second frontliner. Are they willing to really commit to something like a Malfurion ban because they know that it's the comfort pick for the Evil Murkies on basically any given map, and that they would like to use that together with Stitches to get Hook into roots again?
I just had a look at Kai's profile, and he does have like level 19 Tassadar and Tyrande and a level 15 Rhaegar as well. So I think he's probably comfortable on those two.
Yes, yeah. Team Liquid, on the other hand, they had the chance to watch the games that the Evil Murkies played before, since they had a free win in the first round, and they ban Lunara out. And Lunara is something that the Evil Murkies actually used on Cursed Hollow against their previous opponent. So Team Liquid definitely like looking a little bit at what exactly the Evil Murkies drafted and said like, hey, they apparently tried to rely on that Stitches Lunara combo. They had a lot of push going on with it. They have Azul now as well. Let's just make sure that we take a few of those comfort picks away from them. And the Evil Murkies are looking at a very similar situation. They're saying like, Dehaka, yeah, after that last game, I don't think so.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with the Apex Predator here. He's going to be banned out, and it makes a lot of sense. Zul could be could be taken out to fight very quickly. Second he activate those Cursed Strikes, he gets tongued, and then everyone's able to burst him down very quickly. Once again, we saw how good it was against Li Ming, able to catch her out and force her to disengage and not really drop any damage. Was really nice. We are going to see the Muradin, saw it last game as well, so the question is if we're going to see a double warrior comp, because we do see the Tassadar here.
Yeah, and with Tassadar now we have a ton of options. Again, Tassadar Tyrande is an option. You could go into a Tassadar Rega or a Tassadar Uther, which has become so much more popular, especially after we've seen the global finals in Korea. But even before that, double support was of course incredibly powerful. But you have a lot of options. So Team Liquid with a very flexible draft here. If they go into something along the lines of a Tassadar Uther, they have great enablers to make sure that Greymane and Thrall can just go in very, very deep. Tyrael would be a great pick for the Evil Murkies again, for very similar reasons of what we've seen in the last game, that you can actually just make sure that these heavy melee finishers that we see for Team Liquid are going to have a little bit more of a tough time when they are trying to jump into the backline. But at the same time, with the level 16 talent on Tyrael, it's also great for zoning on the map. In particular, Holy Ground is just too strong, too good. And you can always take your own boss or the opponent's boss a little bit easier, because you know that you have that zoning tool that you can just like steal that away. So there's a lot of things that would favor a Tyrael pick on their part now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too adverse to this, and it still puts them in a good situation to pick up another support. Relies on Li Ming as a big chunk of their damage, with Zul as their second amount, so see if that's what they go with, and we'll also be not very surprised if their last pick is going to be Malfurion, unless they want to actually surprise us.
I personally would actually have thought that Team Liquid goes into Tyrande next. Now that we have a Tyrael, I'm not 100% certain if they will go into this, since Tyrael can of course also mitigate a lot of the value that you get out of Starfall. But the Evil Murkies, first of all, seem to... they were just teasing. No Rega for them. It's going to be their Malfurion again, isn't it? They have the lockdown with the roots on Stitches, and I mean, since they seem to be very comfortable with the pick as is, why would you change that MO? I'm personally a little bit more excited to see what Team Liquid is going to bring to the table right now. Yeah. Is it going to be that Tyrande still, even though there is Tyrael with Sanctification, or are they going to go for a second? Yeah, it is Tyrande. They're going to go for Tyrande. She's not going to be as good at enabling Greymane or Thrall, but she adds a lot, especially with that Starfall damage that we've of course seen now in previous games too. And yeah, pretty cool draft actually on both sides. It's the first time today that we are seeing a double support combo too. So guys, we're going to jump into the second game right now to find out which team is going to take it here. Team Liquid with the opportunity to make this a 2-0 victory and advance to the next round of the DreamHack Tours qualifier. And the Evil Murkies, they will have to win 2 in a row if they want to take down their strong opponent. So let's jump into game number 2 in Cursed Hollow to find out which team is going to take the victory. Our second game starts on Cursed Hollow, the best of 3 series between Team Liquid and the Evil Murkies. As you can already tell, the overlay is currently a little bit wrong and will be adjusted, but of course let's introduce our team to the right side of the screen first. It's the Evil Murkies. They find themselves down 1 game in the best of 3 series at this point. We're seeing Q on Malfurion, again Danatan on Stitches, Tank for the win on Tyrael, we have Tic Tac on Zul, and Arcane on Li Ming. And to the right side of the map, Team Liquid, currently 1 game ahead. Lowell on Thrall, Gert Amhead on Tassadar, Chris on Greymane, and Shad completing that double support setup with Tyrande, who is very likely to go into Starfall, as BKB is playing Muradin since Dehaka was banned. So pretty cool setup here, and already a little bit of a brawl in the middle of the map, and a nice lockdown attempt against BKB, but Shad is there right away. Gert Amhead with a shield, Shad with the heals and the stun, and Muradin is able to escape after all.
Yeah, BKB tanking his way through that with the help of his support heroes. And now though, hook onto Gerd, but he's Tassadar. Dimension shifting not really necessary there, and actually is able to take a magic missile as he comes out of it. But still nice, he's still able to survive. He's going to use the fountain already though.
Yeah, a trap attempt here. I like that Arcane is really cautious enough to just double check the bush here. So that was a good one. If you're going up against Muradin Tyrande, you of course know that your opponent is always looking for a bit of lockdown and trying to get early game kills. And in this case now, there's always the threat that it happens to a low hit point hero like Li Ming. So yeah, very well done here by Arcane. We're still seeing at the same time now an engagement in the middle, and Q is about to fall. They take him down. Even the Bone Prison against Malfurion could not prevent it.
Yeah, Muradin even got rooted there for a second, but with 2 supports, there is no way he is going down here. Instead, they're going to be able to rotate up to the top lane and see if they can catch anyone up there. Zul actually is rotating. They might be able to grab him on the way, as long as Lol doesn't get caught out here, and that's what they're going to try and do. Where is the stun? There's the first stun. Shade is active, though, to protect him against some damage, and he is able to back up.
I like that BKB also held the Stormbolt back for a little bit longer. You could really see that Tic-Tac right after Muradin jumped in was waiting for that Stormbolt to start so that he could go with the dodge. But BKB waited out a little bit longer and then secured that hit. Didn't really result in a kill, but it's just that pressure in itself that is just like so powerful against the Evil Murkies right now. They are very cautious here and for very good reason. So of course communication is everything at this point. The only hero that is in a safe zone is actually Stitches at the bot lane. He's going up against Chris, but he knows that at least Muradin and Tyrande are not going to become a threat for him anytime soon.
He is a bit too tanky, although with the power of Greymane, they might actually be able to burst him if they're lucky, but he's staying very far back, making sure that he doesn't get caught out of position. Whereas, actually a fight at the Watchtower here. Tic-Tac getting focused, Shade once get activated, the body blocks from BKB. Gerard coming in, drops the shield. We also saw Thrall on his way up, but they're not able to catch anyone. Nice dimensional shift from Gerard, though.
I really like what we're seeing right now, because one of the things that really happened after the global finals in Seoul is that teams were trying to work with vision a lot more. And what we just saw is Team Liquid fighting aggressively over the vision of the opponent's part of the map. So at this point, the Tribute spawning at the top is already in a very good position for Team Liquid, since we are now seeing again Tic-Tac and Q moving through the Watchtower here, claiming that very late. And just controlling vision for as long as you possibly can gives you a very good read on the rotations of your opponent and the positioning. And as long as you deny them vision, there's always the threat that they're waiting somewhere in a bush for you. So this is a pretty cool move that Team Liquid makes here. They are really trying to get as much vision as they possibly can. But now we have, of course, that fight for the Tribute at the top starting. And let's find out which team is going to take the first one in this game.
Yeah, we are seeing Zul and Tassadar down in the bot lane. They will just continue soaking for their team while everyone else hangs around this area and pokes each other until one of them gives up. There is a mercenary camp up here, but it has no minions to defend it, so as such, Liquid will be able to take that down while still also covering the Tribute without letting it go down. And Tassadar still continuing to follow around Zul to make sure he doesn't get a huge amount of push going. Ooh, it is interrupted just with the lightning there.
Yeah, the Owl missed actually, so they didn't really stack those cooldowns as you would usually try and do to make sure that you don't use your abilities at the same time. So Q has an opportunity to actually go for the channel here, but there's always Thrall to consider with the Chain Lightning, so he's able to use that. We have Tassadar moving in to make this a 4 versus 5 on the other hand, as Zul is still getting experience in the middle of the map. Level 7 is so close for Team Liquid. Here comes that hook, but a nice shift from Gerdamherd, making sure that he's getting away from this one, but the level 7 abilities are now ready for Team Liquid, and we see the Evil Murkies desperately trying to take a couple of those minions down so that they get their own level 7.
Evil Murkies, though, seem to look a little bit healthier in terms of health and mana, though, thanks to already grabbing their fountain. But they are trying to get in. They get the hook onto Shad, who gets burst out. He lands the stun onto Tank for the win. But it looks like that with the one-man advantage, we're going to see a huge priority from the Evil Murkies to try and take this, and a big retreat from Liquid. Chris already has rotated down to the bot lane. Taz has already rotated to the mid lane, so they're just going to get XP and let this Tribute go.
Yeah, Greymane actually was already at the bot lane when that hook against Tyrande happened, so Team Liquid was just starting to give up what's going on here, and Chris said, hey guys, I can get the bot lane towers, I can really push this in hard, and we can get an experience lead over them. So that's what they were trying to aim for, and considering that they have not only Tassadar with the Storm, but at the same time also Tyrande with the added Owl, they have the opportunity to just like interrupt those Tribute channels over and over again. And that gives them a huge amount of time where they can just delay the opponent grabbing the Tribute and get more value out of Greymane at the bot lane. So already a bit of, not really a gamble, but a bit of a strategical decision by Team Liquid, just deciding to let one Tribute go to get a slight lead in experience. And maybe, just maybe, get that level 10 in time to fight for Tribute number 2.
Yeah, that is the goal right now, so they are soaking all 3 lanes, but so are the Evil Murkies. Liquid. They're really just looking for a kill that will catapult them up towards that level 10 so much quicker with this Muradin Tyrande. It looks like they're finally going to attempt to gank onto Stitches. Stitches, though, he finds Tyrande, gets the hook over the wall. She's out of tower range, though. She's safe in this area, so she's just going to kill the wall with the help of BKB and escape.
That looked pretty awesome, and let's be honest here, Danatan, he kind of deserved the kill for that.
Yeah, but apparently Tyrande found the one spot that was safe from all the towers and was able to get through the wall there.
There were no towers anymore.
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
of the
no
towers
ammo.
have been taken down. Greymane secured that more or less. But yeah, now there's the second tribute, and look at the experience. Exactly what we've been talking about earlier. The level 10 ability is going to hit, and that allows them to go for an easy tribute number 2. Starfall, as already mentioned during the draft, is the preferred choice now for Tyrande. If you run a double support combo, you don't have to go for the Shadow Stalk anymore. And actually, what they go for right now is our Arcane, and Chris, he wants the kill. He wants the kill. He's saying, like, I don't care if you teleport back. I'm going to get you. And they even save Greymane by taking down the wall.
Yeah, second time that Team Liquid have actually just used killing the wall to save a teammate there from any kind of danger. Very cool to see. Bit of a skirmish up in the top lane, and we're actually seeing reinforcements on the way up to try and get rid of Thrall here.
Yeah, well, but Lowell and Gad are already moving away. At the bot lane, we're currently seeing Stitches maybe in a bit of trouble against Chad and BKB. Don't really feel that they have the damage output that they need to take down Stitches. And Danatan, he kind of agrees. He's saying, like, yeah, guys, you can't really threaten me. I'm just, like, going to slam a little bit. But now we have another tribute on the map, and this is really where the teams have to commit to try and get this one. It's only the second one for both of them, so you can still let it go if you really feel that you're going to have a problem defending against it.
That range on the stun from Shad there, thanks to that level 7 talent, able to deny. But now there are two people who need to try and line this up. There's the first interrupt, and Gerard coming in to deny tank. But BKB taking a lot of damage. Pops the Avatar, but is getting focused down. There is the Poison Nova. And down goes BKB. Gerard actually has taken a lot of damage too, but they are going to be able to pull back. Thrall has already made his way up to top lane to soak, and they are going to be able to continue to interrupt this thanks to Tyrande. But this tribute will go... eventually might go over to the Evil Murkies, because Liquid's still denying this.
Yeah, they are really annoying with this right now. And they have, of course, also the Owl again. Boss, by the way, has been started a moment ago, but Tank is now realizing that he has to actually help out. There's an amazing amount of interrupts here, and Tyrande is still there, and Thrall was at the top lane. Now also Muradin is back, and they can still go for it again. Here comes the Owl interrupting Tank again. We have an experience lead, and there comes Thrall now. BKB jumps in, and they're like, guess what? We are back with 5 versus 5.
Yeah, there's the Starfall dropping some damage. Everyone's able to retreat through, but Tank getting focused. He gets burst down. Chris following up on the Sundering, trying to take down Q, but he has to back up. He's diving a bit too deep here, but Q still getting chased by everyone else. BKB should be able to pick this up, and that is going to be 2 for 0 in favor of Liquid here.
Yeah, Danatan also using his heroic ability, trying to get some value out of it, but that didn't really happen either. So now the tribute ends up in the hands of Team Liquid. Team Liquid with just an amazing play here. When they lost Muradin, they instead just simply rotated Thrall to the top lane, and they kept Tassadar, Greymane, and also Tyrande at the bot lane to just poke. They have the Cocktail on the side of Greymane to really get the interrupt, and they have the Owl, they have the Stun, they have the Storm, and they used all of it to buy time for Muradin to come back into it. And you could really tell that, like, Evil Murkies, they underestimated the situation a little bit. They already went for boss with 2 of their heroes and said, like, it's going to be an easy channel. Guess what? It wasn't. And now we are seeing a double kill against Evil Murkies, a level lead for Team Liquid, and a 2 versus 1 tribute situation.
Yeah, Owl spots this boss is being taken. There's nothing they can do about it, though. They're not going to be able to get in there to steal this. So the boss will finally be taken here by the Evil Murkies, but Liquid are able to position a lot of people down in this bot lane to defend against it and also look for a kill. Nice cleanse by Kaio there. In the meantime, though, Thrall has done a huge amount of damage to that top 4.
Yeah, but he needs to move back down now. They have to go for that tribute, or at least defend against the boss, and that's something we see. Oh my god, the force wall right there. But Sanctification with a value, and Danatan gets out of this. The Poison Nova is not too shabby either, but everyone on the side of Team Liquid survives, and they were fighting without Thrall. Of course, Evil Murkies, they were missing Li Ming as well. He has still a level 13 talents on both sides now, but the boss is already defended against, more or less. They can jump for the tribute now. Boss is incredibly low, might not get that fort actually. Team Liquid gets hooked. Oh, they get the hook against Chris. He jumps out, gets healed again, and Thrall is there with the Sundering. The stun follow up and the kill against Zul. Great play, and now Tank is also dying. Q is Storm bolted, and it might be another triple kill.
Oh, there's the stun. Actually just pulled Chris in range of Q, but Q is able to escape. Chris able to get out as well. Tribute is still available. Liquid will be able to pick that up. There is nowhere near enough denial like Liquid has on the side of Evil Murkies. So they will pick that up, and that is going to be a curse. The fort did die to the boss, but Liquid are about to respond in kind.
Yeah, Liquid is now starting to push these lanes, and I mean, level 13 talent on the side of Evil Murkies. We didn't really get the chance to talk about it yet, but we have again Illusionist taken after the Calamity. We also have the Corpse Explosion. So in the case of Zul, he went for the Jailers, went into Ratma's Blessing, he gave up Truggle's Essence on level 4, but now he really commits to Corpse Explosion as well. So a very huge focus on the Skeleton build on his part. And adjustments for Danatan, since there's such a stun and CC heavy combo for Team Liquid, he decided to not go into the Mega Smash, which was his preferred talent in the previous games, but right now is instead going into Relentless. With the curse active, Li Ming, yeah, having a little bit of a tough time here at the bot lane.
Yeah, staying under fort, which means absolutely nothing when you're in a curse and as such Liquid able to take down the fort and the Li Ming here, and are now rotating up to the mid lane to try and catch Zul and maybe the fort there, but the Storm Bolt does miss. Al will not debout Tic Tac even with that extra radius thanks to, extra whip thanks to Ranger. And as such, because they took that time, they're not really going to be able to dive mid. Instead, they rotate up and go for that boss.
Level 16 talents with the Ranger. We have Tyrande also completing the Owl build. And we are actually seeing Alpha Killer taken against Stitches here, even without him going for the Hungry for More talent on 1. We still have Alpha Killer here, so more of a walk and focus. And if you look at the damage output, by the way, just take a closer look at Tyrande here. Only one Starfall so far that really did some value, but already 18,000 damage for her. With that build, it's going to increase now that Ranger is being used, and once that we have a few more Starfalls committed to, you can really see, or you will see, that she's getting a lot more damage output here. The best damage healer for them, still Thrall at this case, and when we're looking at the opponent, it is that Stitches. That slam build is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's really good, but it isn't burst damage. They're not really able to take down the heroes directly with it. It's just lots of damage over time and some great AoE damage in fights to just start working people down. Right now, it is the full 5-man push versus the full 5-man defense with this boss. Team Liquid with the talent advantage. Hook does not land, and that's not good for Stitches. He has to pull very far back to make sure he doesn't get caught. Instead, he goes back in for a slam, gets stunned. There's the sanctification to save his life, though. Poison Nova used forces Liquid back.
Liquid is back, and well, for them it would be really important to just like take down one of these keeps so that they have an opportunity to push down a lane later on if they win a team fight and maybe even end the game. In the case of the Evil Murkies, for them this was kind of the best case scenario. They're down a talent, they have to somehow defend, they didn't lose a keep yet, so as long as that doesn't happen, they always have a chance to come back into this. But right now, Team Liquid, they have to really work to open up a bit of a win condition for themselves. If they kill a keep, then they can start to really use these team fight battles to open up an opportunity to maybe go for core straight away. We've seen that a bit earlier already in other games, but now that we head into like minute 15, this is really starting where the death timers are high enough so that you have an opportunity after a fight to go straight for either a keep or at least or even the core.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to put on a lot of pressure here. We actually see, with the level 60 talents finally available for the side of the Evil Murkies, the amplified damage coming in from the Zul, as opposed to those extra skeletons giving his team some extra burst damage, and the Mirror Ball from Li Ming to follow up on that. She doesn't have any other of her Magic Missile talents, but it is going to allow her to have a little bit of extra damage output.
Yeah, for Team Liquid, this is a scary moment, of course. It's 16 versus 16 talents, and Tribute is on the map, so they're going to try and fight for this one. It's not really the most important Tribute. It's still one of those that you can let go, since both of the teams are not threatened by a curse yet. But Team Liquid has to be very careful. Good dodge by BKB, using the unstoppable frames on his jump to make sure that that Particular Prison does not hit him. That's attempt to go straight for a kill against Zool. That doesn't work, but Malfurion is dead. And without the healer, they have no tranquility. Down goes Li Ming too. Tic Tac moves in for the Poison Nova. He's eliminated. Tank with the Sanctification. A hook against Gerd here. And Tank jumps in as well. The Owl taking him down. And Gerd is still escaping. It's a 4-man kill. And this is an immediate jump on the keep. Great choice by Team Liquid saying, boys, we need to get at least the keep. Maybe we can go for core here. And they make exactly that happen. It's only Stitches. He's trying to go for the defense, but this is looking very, very bad now for the Evil Murkys in game number 2.
Yeah, that last kill was actually really, really nice because we actually saw the force wall to prevent him from moving so that the Owl would hit right down the force wall to try and prevent anyone from stopping them taking down this core. It does expire though, but the core is already gone, and that is GG. And Team Liquid take the game.
Take the game, win it with a 2-0, and move on to the next round of the DreamHack qualifier.